This guy going to jail. This guy also going to jail. By the end of this video, you'll be wiser and sad. All services, police, teachers, firefighters, ambulance drivers relies on funding from the government to do what they do. And from one day to the next, the government has $15 million less than they did at the beginning of the day. Every single day, $15 million. Weekends too. Meanwhile, there's a negative federal debt of $32 trillion. In fiscal 2023, taxes only brought in about $2.15 trillion, which is only 58% of the revenue we needed. The other 42% was created, brand new money, watering down your currency, making the dollar less valuable, lowering its purchasing power to make up the rest of that operating deficit. There's also a black hole for unfunded liabilities, things like Social Security, which is projected right now to run out of money between 2027 and 2033. Meanwhile, the US dollar is being released into the wild by nations like China, Argentina, Brazil, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, a lot more. There's even been 4 European gas companies buying gas from Russia in rubles. There's a lot less need for US dollars now, and there's actually an active push to get rid of US dollars. All of these dollars will eventually, indirectly, over time, find their way home to America, which means we've got all this money in the same number of goods. That's going to make things cost more. It's going to drive prices higher. It's going to cause consumer price inflation. Meanwhile, we've got a 1-month trade deficit of $65 billion month after month after month. That's $2 billion a day. When the economy fumbles downward, the Federal Reserve is going to unleash QE next. They're going to create all this new money to help everybody out. And they might do this at the exact same time when they're actually lowering interest rates. This guy going to jail. This guy also going to jail. These are JP traders who are going to jail because of their role in the price manipulation of precious metals. And thank you, Liam, our longtime follower, who gave us the heads up on the story. The reason I'm so giddy, the reason I'm smiling, is I thought this day would never come. And you always hear people talking about how come no one ever is held accountable. Well, here is finally some accountability. Former JP precious metals traders sentenced to prison. Engaging in fraud, attempted price manipulation, and spoofing as part of a market manipulation scheme that spanned over 8 years, involved tens of thousands of unlawful trading sequences, and resulted in over $10 million in losses to market participants. Greg Smith was sentenced to 2 years in prison, and Michael Nowak got 1 year and a day. They both had small fines too. The defendants used their positions as some of the most powerful traders in the worldwide precious metals market to engage in an egregious effort to manipulate prices for their benefit. Between approximately May 2008 and August 2016, the culprits, along with other traders of the JP Precious Metals desk, engaged in widespread spoofing, market manipulation, and a fraud scheme. They engaged in tens of thousands of deceptive trading sequences for gold, silver, platinum, and palladium futures contracts. These deceptive orders were intended to inject false and misleading information about the genuine supply and demand. JP entered into a 3-year deferred prosecution agreement through which it paid more than $920 million in a criminal monetary penalty, criminal disgorgement, and victim compensation. The sad news in all of this is that if you're one of the retail investors who had a few $1,000s on the market and you lost money because of this, you're almost certainly never going to see a single cent from any of the $920 million fine that JP had to pay. All of that leads up to what I've been telling you about, the big inflationary bounce. And I told you that you'd be sad at the end of this video, but you'd also be wiser. You're a lot wiser now because you're seeing the reality of what's going on. That's just a few of the very numerous examples of all the way the government's completely got in the way and caused a lot of problems for you. If you want to learn more about what to do about this so that you land on your feet, and on the other side of things you can help out yourself, help out the people you care about, then simply subscribe to this channel.